Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm taking you through our homeschool family morning routine, which usually begins between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, and always with coffee. We cannot do without that. We like to take our mornings nice and slow, snuggled in blankies on the couch. I will usually wear the baby for her first nap of the day. I put her in the tula and try to bounce her to sleep while the other kiddos either snuggle on the couch or work on arts and crafts, which is what you are going to see Vivienne do here momentarily. We really let the kids do whatever they want in the morning as long as it doesn't involve a screen. We just like a slow start to the morning. It's the best way for the kids, and it's the best, most peaceful way for us as well.
I'm settled in a pretty car.
Always in the morning, I like to reset their behavior chart, which really just means moving their little post-its with their name on them to this middle white line in the middle of our behavior chart. They do and how to take care of you, up or down within the behavior chart throughout the day. Now it is time for me to get ready for the day. I like to wash my face, brush my teeth, chug my water and my coffee. Sometimes I will do makeup, sometimes I'll do my hair. Usually it's not both. You gotta pick your battles. And today I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of makeup on, give my hair a brush, and get dressed. Before we start school, I also like to make sure that I take some time to nurse the baby. That way she's well fed and good to hang out with my husband until I am ready to break from school and nurse her again. And she's at the point now where she can go usually 3, sometimes 4 hours in between nursing. After the kiddos have had breakfast, then we usually get them ready. Today, Vivienne really wanted to stay in her pajamas, so getting ready for her just meant brushing her teeth and brushing her hair, and I'll always make sure to tie her hair back in a bun or a ponytail before we start school. That way it's not distracting for her.
Not me, then someone like me that knows what to do, how to take care of you, but most of all that deserves you, is most of all that deserves you.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back to Farrington Family Schoolhouse. We are starting our homeschool day, and today's video is going to be a homeschool with me, sort of our homeschool morning routine. I'm going to show you what our morning looks like as a homeschool family. If you are new to my channel, first of all, welcome. My name is Gabby, and I homeschool my 6-year-old Vivienne, who is right here getting started on her gratitude journal. I also have Florence, who is 2, and Eleanor, who is 6 months. Florence won't be starting school with us until the fall, so she's just got a couple more months, and even then she's only going to be included for about 30 minutes of our school day. So right now it's really just Viv and I doing homeschool, and we are going into our 3rd year of homeschool. Isn't that crazy, Viv?
Yep, so crazy.
So right now, like I said, Viv is working on her gratitude journal, which is kind of how she starts her day every school day. I just find it's a nice way to get her in the right headspace and to remind her of things in her life that she has to be grateful for, because who seriously couldn't use that reminder? I know I could. Thing to be grateful for. Vivienne just said she's so grateful for sidewalks because then she gets some peaceful school time, which is an actually great way to segue into what I was about to tell you next. When we get started with school, if the weather permits, if it's not too hot, if it's not downpouring, if it's not a blizzard outside, Jamie, my husband, takes the 2 smaller kiddos on a walk. He puts our youngest in the tula, and then Florence, our 2-year-old, just kind of walks along with him. And that really gives us an opportunity to do school uninterrupted. Florence can be a little disruptive during school time, so if we can get her out and doing something active while we are kind of hunkering down and getting our nose into the books, then that's a really, really good thing. Okay, so Viv has finished with her handwriting, her gratitude journal, and now she is moving on to handwriting, and she is currently working through the level K handwriting. So Viv is not actually Her level of handwriting is not level K. She's technically, if she were in public school, she would be in 1st grade. And I think her handwriting for the most part reflects that. But because it's summertime, I didn't want to move on to our next level of handwriting course book, which let me show you. So in the fall, she will actually be starting the level 3 handwriting, which is a lot of cursive work. But I wanted her to take the time this summer to review kind of like the basics of handwriting, just so she's familiar, and we're making sure that our handwriting is neat, that we're following kind of the rules of handwriting. So she's doing a lot of review with this level K handwriting workbook. And again, this is from The Good and the Beautiful. We love The Good and the Beautiful. That's pretty much, I would say the bulk of our curriculum comes from The Good and the Beautiful. So I will link this down below. This is just, wow, it got really bright out all of a sudden. This is just the PDF. You can go on their website, purchase the PDF, download it, and then print the pages. And I just did this for the review, but for our upcoming school year, she will actually work out of this workbook. So there you go. Now we are moving on to handwriting. So while Vivienne is working on her handwriting, or really any independent work, I will take the time to either work on my own like devotionals, or answer emails, or fill out my planner, or whatever I need to do that I can't really do when the kids are not occupied. I try to squeeze in during school time. And since Vivienne is very content working on her independent work right now, I'm going to check some emails. Vivienne is just cleaning up her desk before we move on to our next subject, which is
Coping skills.
Coping skills. We are working through this Coping Skills for Kids workbook, which I found on Amazon, and it just says over 75 coping strategies to help kids deal with stress, anger, and anxiety. So we are slowly working through that. Okay, so what coping skill, Viv? Hey, I need you to settle down. All right. Which coping skill did we work on last week? What was the last thing you remember working on? Starting with a G.
Grounding.
Grounding techniques. Yep. Do you remember the method, the first method of grounding technique that we talked about?
Our 5 senses.
Nope. That's not what it's called. It does use our 5 senses, but it's called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Remember? We've dimmed the lights and we've turned off any distracting screens. Now you can sit or lie down in a comfortable position, which is what you're doing. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. During this exercise, you'll be instructed to tighten muscles. If you feel uncomfortable, take a break and focus on your breathing. Now, let your muscles relax. So now we're going to talk about positive self-talk. It's easy for kids and adults to fall into a trap of talking negatively to ourselves. We might say, "This is awful. I'm not good at this. I'll never learn how to do it. I stink." Have you ever said things like that to yourself? You have. I've heard you say things like that to yourself, particularly, "I'm not good at this," or "I'll never figure it out," or "I'll never know how to do it." I've heard you say that before, right? That's called negative self-talk. How we think and talk to ourselves frames how we look at life. Okay, so let's start with, "This is awful." How could we make that a positive statement?
This is so fun.
This is so fun. Or how about, "Let me focus on the things that I can control and the things that are going well." How about, how could we turn "I'm not good at this" into a positive?
I'm good at this.
Yeah, you could say, "I'm good at this," or "I'm just learning how to do this." All right, baby. Go ahead and pick 2 stories out of your level 1 reader. I'm going to use the potty and then I'll be right back, okay?
Right, first I'm going to do this one, then Dot in the yellow dress.
Okay, enjoy it. So usually when I need to take a bathroom break, or if I need to tend to one of the other children, I will let Viv pick a couple stories out of her level 1 reader that came with her her language arts book, the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 1 course book. I'll let her pick just a couple stories out of that, and she'll read while I'm doing whatever I need to do, and then we will come back together and keep going with school. Okay, now we are going to move on to lesson 87 in our language arts book. We are, let's see, oh Viv, we're so close to being done with this book.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I know it looks like I am distracted by my computer, but Vivienne is actually telling me a story that she's coming up with, and I am dictating it. And then when she's done, I print it out for her, and then she'll get to illustrate it, which you will see. So part of Vivienne's assignment today in language arts was to narrate a story. So now she orally narrated the story, I dictated it, and she is now illustrating the story that she's come up with. We are coming to the end of our school morning routine. It's 11:23, and the last thing that we need to do this morning is to do our read aloud. When we do our read aloud, I let Vivienne pick an activity that will keep her hands busy while also allowing her mind to focus on what I'm reading to her. We're reading a book called Strawberry Hill, which she absolutely loves, and I really am into the story too. So she's doing dot marker, coloring, painting while I am reading to her. Okay, it is 11:45 and we are pretty much done with our school day. I'm gonna keep reading to Vivienne for just a few more minutes. We finished chapter 12, but she wanted to read chapter 13 as well. But before we do that, and I also took a small break to nurse the baby, before we do that, we're gonna clean up the schoolroom. It's not hugely messy, but we've got stuff on the desk, cords kind of out, stuff that needs to be vacuumed up, just things that need to be put away on this desk. So we together will take about 5 minutes to clean up the schoolroom, and then that concludes our homeschool morning routine. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm so excited again to have this homeschool only space, so I cannot wait to keep creating more content for you. And also I am going to have part 2 of my bug unit plan with me, my homeschool plan with me, hopefully up this week, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!